What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and today we have a fun video. I decided to just throw this out there because it seems like a popular topic, so it's more of like a holiday special and gift to you guys. But could Superman, the ultimate symbol of hope, take down the ultimate symbol of inevitability, Thanos? We're going to discuss that today, and before we get into this, make sure to check out my second channel, Darth Goons. I do have a few videos up over there, but I just put, by the time you see it, a video up on scaling Luke Skywalker Part 1. Definitely go check it out. I'm going to be way more consistent moving on with that channel, so definitely lock in. I got new stuff to work with, like a brand new mic, so I'm excited to get that rolling. And if you want to support the channel, purchase scaling servers or sponsor videos, hit me up on Discord, as well as join the server. We do games, prizes, D&Ds, giveaways, and more, and we have a lot of fun. It's grown rapidly, and I'm excited for the community. Now, getting back into this, Superman versus Thanos. Who do I think will come out on top? Let's get into it. So, to get this out the way, I'm going to let you guys know we're using modern versions of each character. And I'm excited for Thanos' new run that's coming out, but if it's at the expense of Fractured Son Hulk, I ain't into all that. But getting into this, Superman is a character, the son of Krypton, the Man of Steel, who represents hope throughout the DC multiverse. In his recent endeavors, whether it's Rebirth, Dark Crisis, Infinite Frontier, whatever it is, we do know that the current Superman is essentially an amalgamation of all the past mainline continuity Superman. This shows and explains why he's so strong. At this point in Action Comics 1050, he straight up says concepts like time, space, dimensions, they are essentially meaningless to him at this point. On top of this, Superman is able to go against some of the strongest characters in the DC universe. He has stood up to modern Doomsday. This is the same Doomsday that gets stronger after every iteration, also nearly killed Jonathan Kent, and was one of the avatars and enslaved warriors of the great evil darkness. This Doomsday went on to go to hell, and he compared directly to the strongest being in hell, Lucifer, someone who would eventually, if he had escaped, incur the wrath of the presence himself. Superman, on top of this, has the ability of, he seems to have an increased energy absorption ability. This includes using the power of Genesis, which is connected to the source, and even when using that power in the Warworld saga, Superman stated that Genesis power only brought some of his power back, which is crazy because this is literally power from the source. He was able to destroy the World Forger, and while people try to argue he was amped from the sun, it also stated he was flying too fast for sunlight or energy to track or follow him. So he essentially was just barreling through it technically without taking too much power from it, and he wasn't actually staying there to absorb the power. He knocked out the World Forger, who essentially is an agent of Perpetua, able to create multiverses themselves with just a drop of the hammer. It's an insane amount of powers. He has been imbued with power from Mr. Mixie over the year, allowing him to achieve even crazier feats. Dr. Manhattan himself, who can blink out white lantern rings, which, if you guys don't know, if you have a white lantern ring, you're essentially a pseudo-god. And this was nothing to Dr. Manhattan. Still, when Dr. Manhattan ran into a pissed off Superman, he said, "Oh shit, I don't actually know how this will go." And for the first time, he felt fear, which is crazy because he realized no matter what he could possibly do to Superman, Superman's always going to come back. He is the hope that everything is balanced on. Every story is balanced on. On top of this, Superman's able to literally hold up the comic book panels, hold up the narratives of DC, hold up the stories of DC, and just to address this, it was a non-canon Superman that lost to a non-canon Godzilla. That Godzilla was also amped by the Dreamstone and Shazam, and in the next issue, literally got beat up by Shazam. So call it what you want, just don't call it mainline Superman. That's stupid shit. Now, this Superman is not one that is really prone to killing or anything of that nature. However, if he understands someone is threatening the universe or multiverse, he's not going to take it lightly on them. We saw this being the case when he's run into armies of the Great Darkness when it came to actually stopping Pariah and his aspect of the Great Darkness from destroying or completely taking over the multiverse. He helped fight that back. And Pariah himself, who was weaponizing some of the great darkness, literally said, "Hope is the strongest power he has seen throughout the multiverse." So overall, Superman still has all his standard hacks from throughout the years, but he has essentially turned into an accumulation of all mainline Supermen, and this makes him incredibly dangerous, as most things he doesn't even consider real threats to him anymore, which is scary. Now, next up, let's talk about Thanos. Thanos is one of the funniest character in Marvel Comics because essentially his universe to multiversal and even outerversal endeavors, in which he's messing with anything from regular life forms to literally gods and abstracts. Thanos is doing this as a massive simp. Like, he just wants to impress Lady Death. But we also have learned that in modern times, Thanos represents a lot more than given credit for. You see, Thanos is both deviant and eternal. These are variations of humans, and these are beings made in the images of gods. Thanos, the most extreme of his people, also was an outcast early on, and this really fueled a drive to dominate and go against others. This is also when Lady Death first introduced herself to him and telling him, like, hey, if you serve me, if you serve the purpose that I exist for, you will be the GOAT. And of course, he was trying to smash bad hoes, so he went with her line of thinking. This led Thanos to becoming arguably the most hated creature in existence, as he is Thanos the Mad Titan. Thanos, in terms of what he's capable of, he has always been able to box with the heavy hitters of the Marvel Universe, whether this was Thor, Captain Marvel. If you guys don't know, classic Captain Marvel is a boy. His energy projection and telepathic attacks can one-shot the likes of Marvel and Ben Grimm. He has put up shields against the likes of Odin and Galactus and even gone toe-to-toe with them. And what makes it scarier is he is actually stronger in modern time than he would have been back then. He has gotten much smarter, been around the block more, can't be killed. This is a being who, as Thor states it in more recent comics, Thor sees him as his true death. Thor sees Thanos as the death of Thor, which is crazy considering Thor has literally tanked the narrative of Ragnarok and is fighting the Utgard currently. On top of this, he says Thanos is a being beyond death itself. Perhaps that's why he's such an effective agent for her. And a lot of misconceptions with Thanos is that he needs items to be relevant. It's not really the case. Thanos is one of the smartest creatures in existence. He's taken on armies of undead that are literally supposedly beyond death themselves. It was supposed to be an immortal army, but he beat the dog shit out of them. He has no issue against magic users and those with hacks. And like I said, his battle IQ and his regular IQ rivals that of any of the smartest characters around. This makes him incredibly dangerous and well-rounded, not just someone that goes in swinging. And he has a very cruel and uncaring nature. What I mean by that is Thanos is trying to do what Thanos wants to do. If you get in the way of that, he has no issue erasing you or taking you out of the game. As a result, he's consistently one of the biggest threats in the Marvel Universe, even compared to gods, abstracts, and other deities. He stands toe-to-toe with them and has even gotten the respect of them over the years as someone with very high capabilities. We're not giving him stones or anything in this battle, and he doesn't need it to swing and bang with the best of them, because at the end of the day, the Mad Titan is an absolute monster in capability, and there is a reason he gives many nightmares to even gods themselves, like Thor. Alright, so if these two beings, Hope versus Inevitability, were to clash, who do I see winning? Well, this would be closer than I believe people give credit. Superman obviously has all the physical stats and capabilities to keep up with Thanos. That won't be an issue. But on the other side, for the most part, Thanos can also contend with him. However, I think the problem here becomes Superman's going to be willing to take it there versus Thanos. You see, Thanos doesn't represent any idea of redemption, being able to be someone you can save. He's kind of like Darkseid in that he's going to do what he wants to do, and he's going to do what he believes he is destined to do, which is take over everything, even if it means destroying everything. Because of his nature, we would get a reaction out of Superman akin to when he fights true form. Darkseid, an example of that is when he fought him to free the soul of Steel from Apocalypse. On top of this, this would be a Superman akin to when he fought the Lord of Entropy or the God of Entropy. And he saw that this was a being that'll essentially just destroy everything because he feels that's the natural order of things. Because of this, this would draw out a Superman, if not going all out, very close to that. And I personally feel that is enough to put down Thanos. This is, again, a Thanos who probably would come back as he is beyond death, and Superman's probably not just going to conceptually erase him. That's not really a thing for him. But on the other side, I don't see Thanos putting down Superman, especially a pissed off Superman or a locked in Superman who understands the nature of Thanos as the battle goes on. In the end, this would be a super dope fight to see, but I would favor the current Man of Steel over the current Thanos. If there was any Thanos I would pick over Superman, it would probably be the one that's hinted at eventually coming, the one that wears the crown of the end, something that even the one above all says he's curious about, he doesn't quite understand. So that would be a battle I could see Superman having a lot of problems with. But overall, again, if we're going modern for modern right now, I'm favoring Superman. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you think would win in this clash? I'm curious to hear your take. And yeah, anyways, check out this channel as well as Darth Goons. Go check out my Star Wars channel if you love content like that. I'd really appreciate your support over there. And yeah, anyways, I'll see y'all later. Peace.